This is the Washington Times front page for Thursday, January 15th, 2026. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. President Trump says the U.S. must take control of Greenland to build a missile defense system, and anything less is unacceptable. Tom Howe reports the president made the comments in a social media post before Danish Foreign Minister Lars Rasmussen and Greenland Foreign Minister Vivian Motzfeldt met with Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Trump says Greenland is vital to U.S. national security, and his plans to build the Golden Dome, a system designed to protect America from missiles launched by enemies. Greenland is largely independent, but Denmark retains control over most of its defense and foreign policy. Denmark has ruled or co-ruled the island longer than the United States has existed. FBI investigators conducting security clearance reviews wrongly asked agents and other witnesses about their political and religious beliefs, according to the Bureau's Inspector General. Stephen Dinan reports intrusive questions included asking about attendance at a pro-Second Amendment rally, wondering why an agent reconnected with the Catholic Church, and whether agents supported President Trump. The Inspector General called such inquiries concerning and said they risked trampling on agents' constitutional rights of expression, belief, and association. Pushback from private aircraft owners has stalled passage of legislation that proponents say would help prevent a repeat of the tragic collision last year at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. The Rotor Act is undergoing new scrutiny by House Republicans, Susan Friacchio reports, amid complaints it would require private pilots to purchase expensive equipment that could compromise their privacy. The act has already unanimously passed the Senate, where bill sponsor Ted Cruz of Texas has begun to discuss revisions with House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee Chairman Sam Graves. The debate on the legislation is heating up nearly 2 weeks from the January 29th anniversary of the collision of American Airlines Flight 5342 and an Army Black Hawk helicopter over the Potomac River that killed 67 people. Many Somalis who fled a civil war to Minnesota in hopes of a better life have now found themselves stuck in a cycle of poverty and government dependence. Jeff Murdoch reports it's that cycle that some say has led directly to allegations of fraud plaguing Somalis in Minnesota, home to the nation's largest Somali population. Approximately 80,000 Somalis, or about 1/3 of their U.S. population, reside in the Twin Cities region. Over the past year, 98 Minnesotans have been charged with fraudulently obtaining federal funds used to subsidize the cost of having children. Of those charged, almost 90 are of Somali descent. Residents in a Hyattsville, Maryland condominium complex are dealing with 100 units that have gone without heat for 7 straight weeks. Sean Salai reports half of the 200-unit Marylanders' roughly 400 residents have been dealing with the outage. Many condo residents huddled around space heaters and extra layers during the holidays, defying a Prince George's County code violation notice to vacate immediately. Residents say homeless and drug-addicted individuals from a neighboring encampment keep bypassing a property fence and building locks to roam the building. And finally, Turkey is delivering a warning to the U.S. about escalating violence in Iran. What the Trump administration sees as an opportunity, it sees as the prelude to catastrophe. Jacob Wertschafer reports Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan openly accused Israeli intelligence of orchestrating the unrest in Iran, which has led to a deadly government crackdown on protesters. Human rights groups fear the eventual death toll could reach well into the thousands. Turkey's caution is not rooted in affection for Iran. It's repeatedly confronted the Iranians over the past decade by supporting Azerbaijan when Iran threatened there in 2020, as well as backing opposing sides in Syria's civil war. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.